Well, trustees, we took longer on the board recognition, so we'll just hit some highlights here this evening. First of all, Happy New Year to the Ann Arbor Public Schools community. It's been great to be back after winter break, and I'll tell you, trustees, the children look great. They look very rested, and they are beautiful. And I believe they miss school when they're not at school, and they're happy to be back. And so you'll see some photos here. So welcome to 2018, and it's just so great to have everybody back in action. Huron High School just recently sent over 90 members to the Business Professionals of America. Look at this impressive photo of them. They're just very impressive. To Henry Ford College on Friday, January 5th, to compete against 780 students from 23 other schools in the BPA Region 6 Conference. Huron members received 37 first place, 21 second place, 22 third place, 17 fourth place, and 19 fifth place, and 10 sixth place awards. Additionally, 24 received the Diplomat Torch Award, very distinguished honor. This gives Huron a grand total of 126 awards among the 63 winners that will be advancing to the State Leadership Conference this year. They are an impressive group. They rock every year when they go. It's always right at this time of the year, and we're very proud. Our faculty advisors are Christy Garrett, Jonathan Cook, Allison Andrews, Karen Isley, and they just do an incredible job. The chapter extends a special thank you to the Huron staff members, Carrie Janes and Amy Van Apeldoorn, because they volunteered as judges also during the Regional Leadership Conference. Also at Huron, journalism teacher Sarah Beth Badalamonte has successfully achieved the status, we just got this hot off the press, trustees, the status of certified journalism educator. It's a very prestigious level of designation. This is a remarkable professional accomplishment for a journalism teacher, and it shows a commitment to quality education for media students. And an additional item for Huron this evening, and I know we have some Huron River Rats with us at the table this evening, and one more item for Huron. This Saturday, January 20th, is a really special evening at Huron High School. They will be celebrating their 50th anniversary. I run into folks around town all the time that still refer to Ann Arbor High School and think of Huron as if it just got added to the list. And so on Saturday, we'll be walking down memory lane with our community in celebrating. The school opened in the fall of 1968, and the class of 1969 was the first to graduate. It's a very special occasion as we recognize the special quality that is the Huron family and community that has consistently served our students and their families over 50 years. There is an open house in the cafeteria that will start at 5:30. And then there will be speakers and performances that will follow at 7:30 in the auditorium. So what I love about this program is there'll be a lot of time for folks who know each other for many years to mingle and to get to catch up. Congratulations to Principal Dr. Schwam and to the entire Huron staff, students, and community. The event is free and open to the public, and I won't reveal all they're going to do, but they've been working on a beautiful mosaic that they will be unveiling on that evening. And I just want to give a shout out to Trustee Pat Manley, who spent a great many years on that staff, and then of course to our very own Huron River Rat, Trustee Simone Lightfoot. Now I'm looking around the table to make sure I didn't miss any rats here up front. Okay. Because I know we take that personally, don't we? So it really will be a great day in the Ann Arbor Public Schools to see Huron mark its 50th year milestone. On Monday, we were so privileged to celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The University of Michigan and many of our universities, I know that some of our trustees were at Eastern and their program sounded really wonderful also. The U of M held a number of events to commemorate. This is Hill Harper. If you've not heard his talk, you must go to the U of M website and view that talk. It is a life-changing address, and he really did a beautiful job of aligning our current political situation with the times in the 60s and Dr. King's experience. And I know Trustee Pat Manley and several of you were all out in the community, and I believe Trustee Pat Manley was there with us at University of Michigan. It was just an inspiring event, and we were always privileged to be a part of our community on the great day to honor Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy. I know that our schools had events across the community on Monday. I invite you to get on Twitter because I've just seen they went to movies. The Carpenter team went over to Henry Ford Museum. They did all kinds of events together to honor Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. It is my great honor to introduce a new team member of the Ann Arbor Public Schools this evening. I want to begin this introduction by giving a public shout out because we had this position vacated last, the end of the summer actually. And as you recall, trustees, it was a very eye-opening time because we were trying to get schools ready to open, and all of a sudden we needed a new help in our facilities department. So I want to give a public shout out to Mr. Jim Vibert, who is a retired University of Michigan facilities guru, who answered and picked up the phone when we called and rolled right in and helped us through these intervening months. And I want to give a public shout out also to Mr. Randy Trent, a name that you all know well, who also answered the phone, came off of retirement to assist us. And I know he had other family commitments, but these two individuals, Jim Vibert and Randy Trent, have been working alongside our facilities team over these months. And I don't thank them enough, and I want to give them public gratitude for standing in the gap and carrying the work when we needed to take our time to find a great individual. And it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Emil Lautzana and welcome him to the Ann Arbor Public Schools. And Emil, why don't you stand and come over where folks can see you? There you are. Give him a big welcome. There he is. Mr. Emil Lautzana.
Can we hear him? Oh, yeah, I want to hear him.
You want to hear me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dr. Swift, for the introduction, and I certainly appreciate Jim and Randy's stepping in and kind of holding things together. They did a wonderful job. I'm glad to be here. There's a lot of exciting work ahead. My background is as an architect and a lead green building accredited professional. I've worked on state-funded programming with schools and energy efficiency and sustainability, 5 years at Detroit Public Schools, Office of Energy and Sustainability, and also worked for the U.S. Green Building Council. Overlapped with Mario's just a little bit at DPS, and there's some exciting things ahead, and I think the district is really positioned well for some great success moving into sustainability with the facilities, and I'm just excited to be here.
That's great. Now hold still for just a minute. Let me tell folks a little bit more about you. Mr. Lautzana is modest when he tells you about his experience. He has over 25 years of experience in the design and construction industry. He is a licensed architect and a lead accredited green building professional. His most recent work and experience was with the U.S. Green Building Council, where he served as Director of Community Michigan. He also gained school building facility experience with the Detroit Public Schools, where he served as the Director of Energy and Sustainability. I was struck during the interview process at the large amount of money that he saved school systems before us in being more energy efficient across their system. That got my attention right away, and we've put him to work immediately, as you might imagine. In addition, he has taught building science and sustainable design at the University of Michigan and at Eastern Michigan University. He has a proven track record in balancing budgets and in fiscal management, as well as in facility and building maintenance. His work has included developing programs for energy and resource efficiency and sustainability. Mr. Lautzana holds a Bachelor of Arts degree and a Master of Architecture degree from the University of Michigan. In addition, he completed additional coursework at the University of Ghana and at Carnegie Mellon University. Mr. Lautzana, in his interview, spoke of his passion for buildings and for the difference that an efficient and effective and well-maintained building can make, and his love of architecture and history and the power of place. And I'll tell you, I am always excited to add talent to our team, and I'm particularly excited, trustees, as you know. Now, in true style, we welcomed him appropriately over the weekend with a frozen pipe and a flooded gym at Pioneer High School. So he comes to you this evening looking pretty good, but he's been bailing water for the last 4 days. So with that, welcome, Mr. Lautzana. We're great to have you on the team.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. And by the way, we're in better shape, I believe, today at Pioneer High School, so we're just happy to share that. As a closing to the superintendent's report, trustees, I wanted you to take a look at just a partial list of highlights. And Madam President got started on these, and I believe it's in your folder, trustees, if you'd like to look more closely, and I'm going to continue to add to this list. Back in April, first of all, trustees who joined the board a year ago, just now, I don't know if you recall, but I believe it was at your first board meeting that you voted for the sinking fund increase, and what a step that was. But we reopened in April the restored and enhanced Allen Elementary following the catastrophic August 2016 flooding event. You passed a 2017 sinking fund millage increase that will allow us to update our infrastructure, our school buildings, and at an average of 63 years, they need updating, and thanks to the support, magnificent support of our community for approving that. In the spring, you also approved just an amazing policy that would protect our LGBTQ students, and you did that following a national search and analysis of the best policies in the country, and we're proud of that achievement back in the spring. You're about 2/3 of the way through approving 21 elementary playgrounds, and you've been deeply committed to this idea of the elementary playground as the gathering place in the neighborhood and the cornerstone of strong neighborhood schools and their role in the community. And tonight, appropriately tonight on your first meeting of 2018, you'll be approving yet another, or I trust you will approve yet another one of those beautiful playgrounds. You've replaced thousands, I don't know the number, but I'm going to find it out, thousands of pieces of furniture to enhance the environment for students and staff in every one of our classrooms, and you'll be finishing that project in the summer of 2018 with the high school replacements, which will be quite an endeavor. In the spring, we were also delighted to hear that Clegg Middle School was named a National Trailblazer School to watch. In the fall, we welcomed an additional 232 students, achieving the 4th year running of enrollment growth, and this in a declining enrollment environment across the state. And we do understand, our public spoke to it earlier this evening, the challenges of growth. And yet trustees and superintendents and staffs and communities understand the kiss of death that is declining enrollment, and the celebration when communities are active and vibrant and growing. And so we're excited about that development this year. It sounds logistical, but I can't tell you, I still get excited when I see them on the streets. You approved the purchase of 22 more beautiful yellow school buses, and they are completely equipped with GPS, and they are safer and they are more fuel efficient, and we are updating our fleet, and you are now right at the half, little over, really about 2/3. You've got 60 some out of the 115 or so that you will purchase with that 2015 bond. In the fall, despite a number of delays and challenges, you added 16 additional physical classrooms. And I will tell you, those students, when I see them, say those are the best classrooms in the school. And they feel very special at Burns Park, at Thurston, at Mitchell, and at King to have beautiful brand new classrooms. And we're delighted that our schools are less crowded and we have room to welcome additional students from growth and development. We had a hard year in the district during 2016-17, and we knew that we needed to attend to social, emotional needs of students. So the board took a step and we added additional counselors that joined our team in the fall, as well as behavior interventionists, support team members across the district. And we are working both on the side of student wellness and health, as well as on the side of crisis response and enhancing our plan. Well, as if Allen hadn't had enough attention, this year in the fall they came along and were named a National Blue Ribbon School, a very unusual occurrence for a Title I school. And I'll tell you, just traveling with them to receive the award, there are very few of those national Blue Ribbon schools that are Title I schools, and Allen is a special place for achieving that designation. Well, also in the fall, you participated along with the county in passing a WISD special education millage. And that doesn't sound very glamorous or exciting, but it means the difference of about $6 million recurring annually to your general fund dollars and reimbursing the money that is spent on special needs services. So we're very grateful to the citizens of Ann Arbor and across the county for supporting that endeavor. It's going to happen actually into the hands of students in the next few days, but more than 5,000 musical instruments coming into the district to really continue our focus on performing arts and the difference that arts make for individual children, for schools, and for our entire community. I don't know, trustees, you'll have to rewatch the video, but if you listen closely, so many of those children are saying, "Thank you for the pianos." And I don't know if you caught that. But by gauging the responses that Mr. Cluley received when he put a call out for, would you send us a video thanking for something you guys appreciate, I would say to you, trustees, purely anecdotal, but the pianos are winning out in that contest. So I just want you to be aware of that. Ann Arbor Public Schools then in December recognized with the National Benjamin Trigo Award, and that was for exemplary community engagement processes in implementing the 2015 bond. It may sound like a fancy title, but I can tell you, trustees, that makes me very grateful to our community because they gave their input, they participated, and we were recognized nationally for the engagement in spending the money of the taxpayer and getting every penny of it in support of children. And that sounds like a big year. Are you tired just looking at the list? And I didn't even mention what Trustee Stead was getting approval at Mitchell, Scarlett, and Huron following a 3-year preparation process, getting the International Baccalaureate approval. And we are waiting any moment for International Baccalaureate career program approval, and we hope to get that. I'm not supposed to say we're going to get it. I'm supposed to say we are hoping to receive that. And so as we turn our attention to 2018, I just want to share with the community, we are so excited to dive in to a 2018 strategic planning process, and we are using full court press, community engagement meetings, and I'll be very excited over the coming year, trustees, to update you regularly. This starts any minute, so just watch the calendar, and we'll be updating throughout the year and have a final draft in the coming months. We'll be continuing to expand across our district. Next board meeting, trustees, you'll have a report from the architects who've done the interviewing of all the builders in the area. So we'll be watching that as we move through this year. And also at our next meeting, we'll actually do a public announcement of our enhancements that we'll be offering for the 2018-19 school year. My team and the trustees have been working and briefing on this, and just a little tease. We're really looking forward to enhancing the environmental education program. Can't say any more than that, but it's pretty darn exciting. So check back in with us in 2 weeks. We'll be continuing our classroom enhancements with both furniture, and Ms. Colligan will be sharing more with you in the coming weeks because it's time for another technology refresh. And that's always an exciting time when folks get that updated technology to make their work easier. Finally, I can't wait, but we have a date with the Michigan Supreme Court this year, and we'll be following through, trustees, on the courageous stand that you and trustees before you have taken with regard to the presence of guns in schools. So we're looking forward to that great day in court and really seeing our state do what's right for children with regard to presence of weapons in our schools. That's just a little taste of the months ahead, and I know you're as excited as I am to get started on 2018. I love working in education because we get 2 new starts to the year every year. Aren't we lucky? And I always say to the principals, what we didn't get right in September, we get a second chance in 2018 to go running at those areas that you really want to get done. So I thank you, trustees, for your patience this evening. We look forward to a great 2018 together. Thank you.